name is Linda Curley. I'm with Purdue Extension in Lake County. Today we're going to be talking about dehydration, and we'll be making fruit leather together. Before we begin, make sure your hands are clean, you've washed them well. Make sure that all of your surfaces have been cleaned, rinsed, and sanitized. And finally, all of the washable components within your dehydrator should also be cleaned, rinsed, and sanitized. We'll be making a recipe for apple and apricot fruit leather. Some of the items you'll need, number one is a dehydrator. This happens to be an electric dehydrator model. Also, we'll be using about 1.5 to 2 cups of applesauce, either sweetened or unsweetened, whichever you prefer. An 8-ounce carton of apricot baby food. You may need a little bit of cooking spray, as well as a good rubber spatula for you to get every drop out of your measuring cup. So some of the items we'll need is this original tray for the dehydrator, as well as a fruit leather tray. These usually come with your dehydrator. You'll use them on top of the tray so that the pureed product or the liquidy product will not fall through the grates of the original dehydrator tray. So let's get to it. First, we'll open up the baby food and we'll put it into the measuring cup along with our applesauce. Give that a good stir. And this is actually the foundation or the recipe for the fruit leather. Again, just the applesauce and apricots. Give that a good stir. Now what we're going to do is microwave it. This has to be microwaved for about 6 to 8 minutes. We want to bring the temperature up to about 160 degrees. You can put a piece of cellophane over the top if you'd like to. Again, we want to bring it to about 160 degrees. So after you remove the applesauce mixture from the microwave, making sure that you took an instant read thermometer, bimetallic stem thermometer, you're trying to reach 160 degrees. Make sure that you've stirred the product well in order to distribute the heat. Here is that fruit leather tray that I spoke of earlier. I'm going to give it a quick spray with non-stick cooking spray. What this does is it helps us to release that fruit leather after it's finished dehydrating. I will take the mixture and pour it into the tray, around in circles a couple of times, making sure that you don't pour it too close to the edges of the tray. I'm going to take my rubber spatula and just gently push it to the sides and make sure that I have an even layer of about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch, and making sure that all the way around, that if there's any dimples that I missed, that I push them to the side, making sure that I have a nice even layer for drying. So you'll continue this until you fill up all of your fruit leather trays, and we'll begin the dehydration process. Now it's time to dehydrate the fruit leather. We've already put the trays onto the unit. Next, we'll put on the lid. The temperature is set to 140 degrees. We'll plug in the unit and let it process anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. It's been several hours that the fruit leather has been in the dehydrator. You can see over here it's getting a little translucent, but over here when I put my finger into it, I still can see that there's an indentation and it is not dry. So back on the dehydrator for a couple more hours. So when it's all dry, it should look like this. You'll go ahead and pull it right off of the silicone pad. It comes off pretty well, pretty easily. I usually pop it over here on parchment paper, and once it's cooled, you can slice it and wrap it and serve it as you like.